I'm never gonna know the algorithm 100%. No one's gonna ever figure it out because it's always changing.
I think that that is something that's above anything that I can control or really have a say on.
The idea behind this was to build a product that recommended content to people not based on who they knew. So there are earlier apps that were built for a different purpose. In the era of social graphs, it was about connecting people and their followers. Now what we have done is that we are, based on our machine learning algorithms, we're showing people what they liked. And that's sort of the genesis and the birth of early iterations of TikTok.
Tell me some of the things that it is looking at.
I'm going to simplify this a lot. It's really just math. So for example, if you liked videos 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I like videos 1, 2, 3, and 5, maybe he liked videos 1, 2, 3, and 6, then what's going to happen is, because we like 1, 2, 3 at the same time, he's going to be shown 4, 5, 6, and so are we. And you can think about this repeated at scale in real time across more than 1 billion people. That's basically what it is. AI and machine learning has allowed this to be done at a very, very big scale. It learns the interest signals that people exhibit very quickly and shows you content that's really relevant for you. And I think the other thing here is that we don't actually ask you 20 questions on whether you like a piece of content, what are your interests. We build that experience organically into the app experience. So you are voting with your thumbs, by watching a video, by swiping it, by liking it, by sharing it. You are basically exhibiting interest signals. And what it does mathematically is to take those signals, put it in a formula, and then matches it through pattern recognition.
I've heard a story, and you can tell me whether true or not, that one of the keys to your early liftoff was that you wanted to persuade creators who were trying out TikTok that this was a platform where they would get response. Early on, when you're trying to grow something, the numbers aren't there for response. So you had the brilliant idea of goosing those numbers a bit, basically finding ways to give people a bigger sense of more likes, more engagement than was actually the case by using AI agents somehow in the process.
It happened so fast. I can't believe it. I really don't believe it.
Every person who posts a video is given an equal chance to be able to have some audience to begin with. But this idea that you are maybe alluding to, that we can get people to like something, it doesn't really work like that.
We started at the beginning of the pandemic. My son is a videographer, and obviously all his works stopped when we were in lockdown. And so he wanted to keep his skills sharp. So he said, I'm going to make 30 videos in 30 days. And he just started filming us walking the dog, feeding the dog, things around the house. But at the end of 30 days, we were obviously still going to be in lockdown. So we just started making cooking videos.
It's not like you can go and push something because I like Chris, I'm going to push your content. And it doesn't work like that. You've got to have a message that resonates with people. And if it does, then it will automatically just have the virality itself.
We were originally just on YouTube, and we had family and friends, but then he started posting on TikTok, and it just blew up from there.
So there are other platforms that exist, before TikTok. If you think about those platforms, you sort of have to be famous already in order to get followers. Because the way it's built is that people come and follow people. And if you aren't already famous, the chances that you get discovered are very, very low. Now, what we have done, because of the difference in the way we're recommending content, is that we've given anyone with enough talent a stage to be able to be discovered. And I think that actually is probably the most important thing, contributing to the growth of the platform.
Being in a pandemic and having so many people on their phones, scrolling mindlessly for hours, including myself, definitely helped.
We have to talk about the mission of the company. Now, the mission is to inspire creativity and to bring joy. And I think, missions for companies like ours is really important because you have product managers working on the product every single day, and they need to have a North Star. Now, based on this mission, our vision is to provide 3 things to our users. We want to provide a window to discover. We want to give them a canvas to create. And the final thing is bridges for people to connect.
Let's move the clock out, say 5 years from now. How should we think about your contribution to our collective future?
I think it's still down to the vision that we have. So in terms of the window of discovery, I think there's a huge benefit to the world when people can discover new things. People think that TikTok is all about dancing and singing, and there's nothing wrong with that because it's super fun. But we're seeing science content, STEM content. Have you heard about Book Talk? It's a viral trend that talks about books and encourages people to read. That book talk has 120 billion views. People are learning how to cook, people are learning about science, people are learning how to golf. I think there's a huge, huge opportunity here on discovery and giving the everyday person a voice. If you talk to our creators, a lot of people will tell you this again and again, that before TikTok, they would never have been discovered. And we have given them the platform to do that, and it's important to maintain that. Then we talk about creation. There's all these new technology coming in with AI, generative content, that will help people create even more creative content. I think there's going to be a collaboration between people and AI where they can unleash their creativity in a different way. Then we talk about bridges to connect and connecting people and the communities together.
Overall, I think that that's something that I still don't understand.